and then you get power to your house. And then with that energy, you can do whatever you want.
Very
So if you
good.
want to daydream, or you want to
Yeah.
be in the flow, or you want to turn on your TV, or you want to do some laundry, right? So you can do whatever you want with that energy.
Yeah.
But everybody gets the same energy, you would say, right? Like every house is like you get as much as you want. You might get a bill that reflect that, but
Mm.
and maybe when we use too much energy, then like we get tired, we get exhausted, we get burned. It's to kind of focus our energy on what we want.
Yeah. I mean, what that brings up for me is the yogis say that if you don't prepare the body for the energy, there can be a malady, you know, you'll feel it. And I find that so interesting because we talk about going beyond the body, but we have to go through the body to go beyond it. Because the mechanisms for going beyond the body lie within it.
To continue with the analogy of the our bodies are similar to the houses. Let's say they have energy coming to them, and
Mm.
everyone has free will to do what they want with their energy.
Mm. Mm.
I can think of where that energy, and I was more of a resistor. I was resisting that energy, fighting it in a way. Now, what I would call that energy would be my, Pascal, you called it what you want. And to me, like same thing, but it's from a deeper inner version of the higher self. Like
Mm.
my purpose for being here now. Uh, that is in a way what I call my beacon, right? No idea what that is.
Mm.
In a long horizon of time, but in the moment, I'm beginning to listen to it. Now, is it, and that could be full of shit too. That's what I'm telling myself. But that's what it is to listen for that, to that, rather than resisting it. So allowing that energy to flow rather than the what I think from the world's perspective I should be using my energy for.
Mm.
A mouthful. think so much of it. I think of the energy, more of the emotions potentially, of where I was resisting them rather than letting them flow.
Mm. Mm.
Have you ever heard that talked about in terms of energy, though?
Why not?
Morning, Craig.
Good morning, Pascal.
Morning, Craig.
It's really good to be here.
Good to have you. Missed you.
Yeah, I missed you guys too.
Same here. Wow. Let's hear it, Craig.
Yeah, well, what's happened is number one, we haven't really been trained to look at how we're living our lives in terms of energy, have we?
Not in the West, no.
No, exactly. It's all mental and intellectual and logical. Which to me is kind of a hint.
Is it what?
It's kind of a hint that it's important for those of us that are learning this to teach it to others.
Well, like, because most people don't see it, right?
Right.
You know, we know, like, we have a certain amount of energy each day, you would say, in a sense, because we get tired.
Yeah.
But like, for me, as far as I know, as what I know for energy, like, it's like where I put my attention, the energy flows. That's one for sure. Even though I don't see it, and then like, I can tell now that, if I talk to you guys, then after the call, I get energized. But then if I talk to someone that, I don't really feel like talking, like, say, I don't know, like an accountant or something, right? Like, then like, I feel drained.
Yeah.
Right. So there's one way that like, I'm very careful with like who I talk, what I watch, what I hear. Right. Because like, if I scroll on like, say, social media, then every little post, I'm putting a little bit of energy because I'm looking at it. But we don't see that, right?
Yeah. You know, earlier when I was listening, I heard us talk about flipping from flow state into um, into working with the mundane, I guess you could call it, and going back and forth.
Mm.
There's a lot of people though that are kind of stuck in the mundane and aren't even aware that there's a flow state to step into.
Well, I think we resist the flow state. Like, well, I can't do whatever I want all the time, whatever I
Yeah.
love, like nothing's going to get done.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we call that independence and responsibility.
Yeah, kind of like if you're always in the flow state, you're not responsible.
Yeah, yeah. I know I've struggled all my life with allowing God to do anything for me.
Mm,
Even just allowing, like,
yeah,
because I've been taught it's your personal responsibility. It's your yeah, you're responsible for whatever happens in your life, and you're kind of here alone, and you don't, you know, the only one that can help you is you.
yeah.
Like.
Yeah, I heard something about God that really struck me. It goes like this. When there's no joy in what you're doing, God is kind of like unpresent. He's leaving. He's not.
Yeah.
Because it has nothing to do with your ego mind identity. The
Yeah.
chatter that you're talking to yourself, you're like, oh, I'm a victim, I'm limited and this and that. There's no evolution in there.
Yeah. There's no evolution, and I've got to do it myself either.
And that's what I was speaking about in the resistance, resisting it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Thinking our intellect mind is telling us we know what's right.
Yeah.
We know what to do, which is really just the beliefs that the outside world has taught us, that we are granting, that we are giving the power to, that we are granting our attention and focus into.
Yeah, and that's giving power to our separation.
Separation, yes.
Yeah, the more we're right, the more we separate from others.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And the question is like, does it feel that good, like to be right?
No, but
That
it
is a
feels
good
right
question.
to be right.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So
You know, it's like,
what does right actually feel like?
yeah,
It kind of sucks.
well, I mean, you know it,
You know,
right?
if you're right and
So you,
alone, what is it? What's good is that?
why that's why you end up too, you know, like, you know, the people that has the biggest ego, they end up by themselves. They're facing themselves and be like, oh, I guess I gotta allow other people to speak or to have their opinion. I guess I'm always right. And it feels so good.
Yeah.
It's interesting that we choose right and wrong above
Mm.
connection.
Yeah.
Because is there even such a thing, right? Of right or wrong? Or it's just a different perspective?
Yeah. If you've been raised in a Western religion, the cornerstone of that is separation.
Mm. Yeah.
You know, you're automatically you're an individual soul for one thing. A core belief is it's like one and done, meaning you have one life to live and that's it.
Right. Yeah.
And there's huge pressure to get it right in that lifetime.
Mm. You have a limited time.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. And that puts huge pressure on free will.
So thanks for the reminder, Craig. So that I have limited time. So I gotta go. I gotta be right somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Just remember you can flip.
Right.
You can flip
Right.
from being right to being in a flow state.
Oh,
Good to
okay.
be with
All
you,
right.
Pascal.
No. I'm just joking.
You staying?
I'm
Well,
just joking.
I need to
I'm just
go.
joking.
Thank you so much, Jesse. Thanks for the sharing, guys.
Thanks, Alice.
Thanks, Allison.
Thank you, Allison. Good to hear your voice.
Well, I do. Yeah, I got to jump off and get ready for a meeting I got coming up. So,
Make sure you'll be right.
I'm going to try to be as best I can, right? Staying rather, I mean, there's a difference is where I would be prepared, right? I would put my points, this is what I want to talk about. And then in the delivery of it, yes, like in the heat of the moment, do I see how I am trying to be right? Like, but not, but it's a fine line between being right and passionate.
Yeah, for sure. But I think it's because you become with an expectation. It becomes with like, oh, that's what I want to talk about, and this is going to be the outcome.
Yeah.
Right. So you're attached to that.
Yep.
Instead, then like just let it flow. Right?
Exactly. And so now it's more of a in a preparing, it's more of this is my end. Like this is where I want, this is what I'm going for, and letting the details unfold through the moment.
Yeah.
It's more of a dance with it because I'm like, what more prepared do I need to do in terms of speaking about what I offer, what I am, what's available? It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's all, if I don't have it, I don't have it.
And it's about not listening.
Yeah.
Like you talk about all your stuff that you want to talk about, but like you haven't listened to your audience at all.
At all. Don't understand what they care about. And that's the biggest point is what do they care about? Because then I can talk into that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
But and then everyone else will come in there and say, "Oh, tell me what you've got." It's like, well, how empty and shallow and full of shit is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because then that's just like now that's that's listening to you, judging you, and standing there in their rightness.
Yeah.
Arrogance. I mean, there's no, like, it's already set up. We're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Entertain me.
Yeah. No, exactly.
All right, guys, I got to go get ready.
All right, Jesse.
Okay, we'll let you go.
All right.
I'm gonna
have a great day.
I'm gonna get on here one of these days, and I'm gonna share how I met my twin flame.
All right, great.
Right on.
Yeah. Come back anytime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, you
All
guys.
right.
I really appreciate being with you for a little while today.
Yeah. Have a great day, guys.
Okay.
Bye.
Love and hugs.
Bye.
Bye.
Twin flames, eh?
Yep. Yeah, we share a birthday.
No way.
Yep. Yeah.
So it happens recently?
Yeah.
Really?
On Monday.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is very recent.
A Scorpio full moon at about 4 degrees of Scorpio, which is where the sun was on our birthdays. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's totally freaky. Yeah. It's right off the shelf.
And it's a girl or like a man?
Yeah, it's a girl, but it's not. This is not a. This is not a romantic connection. It's an energetic connection.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
that's so
married.
cool.
She's married. She's a helicopter pilot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, the crazy things in the world. But
And how did you meet her?
at the beach,
Oh,
I was. Yeah, what's really interesting is I got a different approach to. I've got my own approach to Chris Duncan's thing. I'm taking his manifest anything course.
yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
And so his first class was on Monday,
Okay.
and basically what he's doing is step into innocence, and
Mhm.
what you want to do is you want to identify, you want to ask your heart what emotions it wants to feel.
What emotion?
Yeah, what emotions.
Okay.
So I identified three of them. I said joy. I wanna feel joy.
Yeah.
I want to feel. I want to know what it feels like to be fully supported.
Mhm.
And the last one was I want to know. I want to know the feeling of completion,
Mhm.
because I feel like I've completed like phase one of my assignment, so to speak. And I want to
Okay, yeah.
know. I want to know. I want some assurance that that's complete.
Mm. Kind of your life plan, you would say, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My life assignment.
Yeah.
I don't like calling it a contract because it's not really, but
Right.
know,
Right.
it was an assignment that I volunteered for before I was incarnated. That part. So anyway, what I did is the class was over at 5, and
Yeah.
the library where I was attending the class was closed at 6. So I stuck around there and did a few things and kind of thought about it a little bit. And then when the library closed, I went down to the beach and did some walking. And I just made it a point to contemplate those three things. With my question, which is, I wonder how.
Yeah.
Or I wonder what. I wonder what joy feels like. I wonder what joy could feel like. I wonder what being fully supported could feel like.
Mhm.
I wonder what a feeling of completion feels like.
Hmm.
So and I was walking on the beach for about an hour and a half, and the sun was starting to set, so I was just getting back to where my car was parked, and I came up the ramp, and there was a woman standing there at the top of the ramp, and she was looking at the sun that was just setting behind some clouds. And I turned around and looked at it, and I said, "Oh my!" I said, "It's pink," which is really kind of unusual because it's usually orange. And
The
this
what?
night
Sorry. What's
it's usually the sunset is usually
the sun?
orange.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the sun
Yeah.
setting over the ocean,
Right.
and it's usually orange, but this night it was pink.
Oh, yeah.
I said, yeah, I said, it's pink. He said, that's unusual. So we stood there and and watched the sun go down for a little while and talked a little bit. And she says something like, do you do this often? And I said, oh yeah. I said, I'm out here pretty much every night. And I said, but here it's usually clouded over, so you don't always get a very good sunset because it's cloudy.
Mm-hmm.
And and then we were talking a little bit, and I said, after the sun went down, I said, if you stick around for another 20 or 30 minutes, you'll be able to see Jupiter. Because Jupiter shows up just above where the sun went down.
Oh, okay.
And I said, this is a special day to see Jupiter because it is in exact conjunction with the planet Uranus right now. So if you can see Jupiter, you can see Uranus. So we kind of hung around and talked a little bit and waited for it to get dark enough. And sure enough, she said, hey, there's a star out there. Is that it? I said, yep, that's it. So I went to my car and got my binoculars, and we watched Jupiter and Uranus for a while.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's another thing. And I was discussing with her how significant that is for me, because those two planets right now in the sky, as they're conjunct with each other, is matched up with my natal moon in my chart. And so we got talking about astrology a little bit and that kind of stuff. And about half an hour later, we're looking the other direction, and there's the full moon.
Mm.
So
Wow.
yeah, exactly. And so I was telling her that that particular full moon is conjunct my sun stellium in Scorpio. That's the sun and Venus and Jupiter and Neptune. They're all on top of each other on my birthday. And we're talking a little bit more, and then she asked me, she says, well, what day is your birthday? And I said, October 29. And she says, oh, mine's October 28th. I said, what year? And she says, 1984. Cool. Like
1984. Okay.
1984. Well, what's
Okay.
really funny, and I don't know if you've had your Gene Keys profile read, but there's the first four Gene Keys are the same for both of us. The Gene Keys and the lions.
Mm.
So yeah, exactly. So it's like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
How did that happen? So yeah, she literally is my twin. That's how I know she's my twin flame.
So twin flames don't have to come in the same time.
What's that?
Twin flames don't have to come in the same time, like meaning like they don't have to be same birthday, like.
No, but what's really freaky is think of the astronomical impossibility of that happening.
Right. Yeah.
Number one, that I meet somebody at the beach off the cuff like that.
Uh-huh.
That has the same birthday as me, and here we are watching a full moon that is exciting all the stuff in the part of the sky that's the same as our birthdays.
Yeah.
Like, what's the possibility of something like that happening? It's like
Yeah, no, exactly. And it's when you
crazy.
let it flow, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like you wanted to go to beach.
yeah.
Am I correct? Like it wasn't like you were not forced to go to beach, or like
Nope,
you're not like, oh no, I
nope.
cannot go to beach because like I gotta do this. You went to the beach because you love it, right? Like that's your thing. And then
Yeah,
you embrace it with those feelings, and then she show up.
yep, yep. So yeah, so it's pretty wild.
Yeah, wow. Good for you, man. Like that's awesome. That's
Yeah,
really awesome.
yeah, yeah. It's really wild.
So did you
So,
find like when you meet that woman,
mhm,
um, did you find that like you found that joy that you were looking for, and then
mhm.
like the three emotion that you mentioned?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
They showed up right away.
Fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. I was blown away with how. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and undeniably supernaturally, right? Because it's like, what's the possibility? So,
Yeah, I
and
know
the
it.
other thing was too, is like pretty much right when I think back about the experience, it was pretty much like we were both very present throughout
Mm.
throughout that whole time. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, it's almost like, even though, like you said, you guys were talking a little bit, but even though like in that silence between the talking, it's
Oh
still
yeah.
really comfortable.
Well, still really comfortable, and we were still communicating
Yeah, well, that's the
without
thing, right?
talking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
without
yeah.
talking.
It was total. It was total energy exchange, right?
That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah. It's quite amazing.
Wow, that's fascinating to me because I'm learning about Reiki right now.
Ah, mhm.
Yeah, and you know that energy exchange and stuff.
Yep, yep.
I'm starting to, it's not just like, oh, yeah, I know there's an energy exchange. Like I start to feel it, right? Instead than just like understanding it with my mind, like I tangibly like feel it. I feel it in my hand, like when I'm putting like my hands over my body, and like, and I'm so fortunate because, well, you would say so fortunate, or like a coincidence, probably not, but like, in my self mastery class,
Hmm.
I met a woman in there that like she's a master Reiki for 22 years,
Wow. Yeah.
but it's not like the way she explains. She's like, I don't do Reiki. I am Reiki.
Mm. Yes.
She completely embodied it, and then like it's so good because we took like the same class, and then she's helping me to put it all together. right? Instead than just like mental understanding, because I feel like I'm really good at that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's kind of like to bring it down, like to bring it down to my body, to really feel it.
Yeah.
And anyway, she told me a story that like she manifests like a huge trip. And she was like, my first, like at first, like, you know, it's the ego mind that's like, no, like you can't do that, it's too expensive, it's this, it's that, right? Nonstop, right?
Yeah.
And then she completely ignore it, but it comes back and it comes back, right? Like it's like, oh no, like your husband won't be able to, like he won't want you to go there, like, you know, like to spend that much money and this and that, So anyway, so like he was like, it's got to be a better way, right? So what she did, well, like wherever she was going, she knew like her husband is not into that stuff at all, you know, like the energy work and all that. But like she was like, okay, I'm going to Hawaii. Let me find some activities for him,
Mm-hmm.
you know, while I'm doing my retreat. And so anyway, like she do a lot of research and like she put it all good. And then she gets from her guide that like she's got to put it in her email, not just talk to him, you know, because, you know, she'll be triggered or whatever. So she put it all a long email. And then like, so, and then she sent, well, she said like the key was like, because she was so anxious about it, she's like, she walked away from the computer. It was all written down. And then once she, you know, she was in a good place, a good space, then like she came back to her computer and then she pressed send. And then when she got to her house, she asked her husband. She was like, "Oh, did you get my email?" And he was like, "Yes." And then like she was like, "So is that good? Like, you want to go?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And then like, and then he was like, "Oh, what's the cost? What's the cost?" And she was like, "Well, everything was in the email." You know, because it was such a long email, he said, "Oh, I just read the top part or whatever," right? And then like he started reading it and he was like, "Oh, what? Oh my God. Wow." She said you agree, so let's go. Right? But like what's interesting is like the date that the retreat starts, it's his date of retirement. And then the date that like the retreat finished, it's their anniversary.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Coincidence? Probably
No.
not,
No.
right?
No. Exactly.
But like, yeah, she works a lot about, you know, like our ego, mind, identity. And then like, you know, it was always saying like, no, you can't go, like you don't have that money, nonstop. And then like she just keep ignoring it. And then like she heard a voice. She was like, it's not that I want to go, it's I am going. You know, so it completely changed her. It flipped the story, really. You know, it wasn't something like she has to reach for. right? I want this, or I want this. So it's like reaching out. It's like I am going. So it's kind of like not the ego mind that was driving anymore. It was that true self.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And no matter what. And it was so cool because she said, like, yeah, I manifest that in a week. But she's like, oh, she's a joy to work for, but because like I did my first attunement and then like, yeah, we did it on Zoom, and then like the energy that I felt through, it was incredible. Like I never felt something like that.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And then she was like, oh, you just got a little taste of Reiki. And I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
what she told me, she's like, because for me, like I've been dabbing to a lot of stuff, right? Like tuning forks and then magnetic mind and then like this and that and that and that. But everything's superficial.
Yeah.
But she said, when I find something, for me, I dive deep. I dive so deep. I dive right to the core. And it's so true because like everything she learned, like she knows essential oil like more than like anybody I know. Because like stuff like that. So it's yeah.
Yeah,
it's so
these
cool.
things aren't going to work for everybody.
No, but like the thing,
that's
like
the thing. You got to find the thing that resonates with you.
Yeah. No, exactly. But like she never. Well, I'm the first student that like she trained on Zoom. First of all, because she always do in person, and then she was like, you know what? I want to train you one-on-one. I don't want anybody else. I really want to train you one-on-one.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know. I had like chills that day. I was just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
This is so amazing. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. That's coming together for you.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Well, I got to shove off here.
No worries, man.
But,
you got to find your other twin soul.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I wonder if she's an angel.
If she's what?
I said, I wonder if she's an angel.
Yeah. Why not?
That's what kind of hit me yesterday. I was contemplating some other things, and I'm going like, oh my. I wonder if I was just visiting like that.
So you got her phone and everything? Phone number?
Yep.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, you have a good rest of your day, Craig. It was so nice to hear your voice this morning.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, yours too.
So we'll chat later.
Okay.
It might be as soon as tomorrow.
It might be. Yeah,
okay.
life is changing pretty radically for me these days. So yeah.
Good.
There's other things going on too. So
yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep.
All right, man.
Okay, love and hugs.
Yeah, you too. Take care.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, we gotta shut it down? I guess.
Yeah,
so.
you gotta shut it down.
I have
You're the host. You're the host, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, I'll try it down my next stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Have a great day.
You too, man.